I have shagged. I'm not a virgin, alright? I'm not a virgin. I've shagged people. You're right, everyone. I get friend-zoned a lot, which can be frustrating. If you don't know what the friend zone is, it's where you want to be with someone and they want you to be unhappy. They want you to cry yourself to sleep for the foreseeable future. Sometimes past the foreseeable future. Sometimes past the future they can even foresee. But more specifically, the friend zone is where you want to be romantic with someone who's your friend and they don't feel the same way. It happens. Even cross species, it's happened to me. There's been certain animals that have humped my leg in the past and I've been under the impression it was more of a friendship between us. Mainly canines. I don't want to generalise, but mainly canines. Which is difficult as well because dogs are meant to be man's best friend. And it's always much worse when it's your best mate. You got to constantly watch what you say, who you're flirting with. In this case, what other dogs you're giving treats to. But apart from with animals, where I'm a prime piece of ass, when it comes to humans, normally I'm the one being friend zoned. I get my little heart broken quite a lot. Get my heart shattered into thousands of pieces, and it hurts. I feel like I'll finally meet my soulmate one day, and I'll say, "Will you marry me?" And she'll be like, "Yeah, I'll marry you, Eric." In a friendship way. Happy to get married as pals, if that's what you mean, for tax purposes. We can start a family together, but it will be as friends. I can watch you die in my arms, and as you take your last breath, I'll say I love you. As a friend. I don't want to lead you on, Eric. We're not making it Facebook official, is all I'm saying. I don't want to moan too much though, because people have had it much worse than me in the past. The person that got friend-zoned the most in history is, of course, Plato. He was always getting knocked back. That's where the phrase platonic friend comes from. He'd be coming out with all this philosophy and girls would be like, "Oh, you're so smart, Plato. I love the way you think. I wish I could be with someone like you. My boyfriend Darren's a prick." And Plato would be like, "Well, I am single." And then the girls would laugh and they'd be like, "Oh, you're so funny, Plato." And that's where the phrase platonic friend came from. It was the original friend zone. It must have annoyed him no end when people were using the phrase platonic friend. He must have been like, "I did shag some people, you know. I did shag people, but I have shagged. I'm not a virgin, alright? I'm not a virgin, I've shagged people." But I guess the point of this video, the message of this, kind of as a message to myself, is that being friend zoned shouldn't be a bad thing. Someone wants to be your friend. That's great. That's a huge compliment. It means they think you're a good person. Why are we underrating friendship? Imagine if instead of saying, "I just want to be friends," when they rejected you, they said, "You know what? I don't even want to be friends." That'd be brutal. It might even mean that they like you so much that they don't want to risk a romantic relationship. Because romantic relationships are often fraught with difficulty. And they often end with the two people never speaking again, and it's horrible. Whereas friendships, you don't have the same risk, and they can span decades, and they can be much deeper, and you won't lose each other. So that could be the reason. Or it could be that they find you physically repulsive and emotionally draining. It's one of the two. It's one of the two. And sometimes in this cold, dark world, the idea of the latter option does haunt me. But you gotta believe it's the first.